Hey guys, Scott Welcome may be here. Welcome to an anime review again, something I've been doing recently. Basically every week I am reviewing an anime that I've watched and I will explain it in detail of some sort and I will give you a free download or more likely a link to watch it online because copyright issues and such. I don't want to get like called by a company like Funimation told to take down a video because of something like that, but whatever. These are animes that I've seen. If you have an anime that I haven't seen, go put it in the description and I'll search it up and yeah, and I'll try and watch it. Except for Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto, I won't be reviewing those nor Fairy Tail. Just I've explained it in other reviews. I won't be reviewing them. Way too long. No, thank you. Let's get straight on to the next thing. Now, this week is an anime that almost everyone has heard about, and everyone's been waiting for a review probably. It is Attack on Titan. Yes, I was contemplating doing this review 100 different times because this anime is somewhat recent and it ended recently, and I would imagine a million different people already made a review, but you know what, let's join the bandwagon fashionably late. This anime, at the current time, does not have an English dub, so we'll have to just watch it in English sub. I don't doubt there'll be an English dub because it was very, very popular, but we'll just have to see what goes on. Now, following the usual review lines, I'll only explain the most important parts in the anime, like the character, story, setting, relationships, voice actors, animations, the music, and the genre. Now, the genre is usually what we start with because people are picky, so let's get straight into it. The anime has shonen aspects, as well as tragedy, action, and pretty horrific scenes, but it's amazing once we get into detail. Now, I know I usually go into the character explanation at this point, but for people who haven't seen Attack on Titan, I'm going to summarize the whole somewhat story first so it isn't so confusing. Basically, hundreds of years before the anime, all of a sudden, man-eating titans started appearing and eating humans. They never needed to feed, for they don't have organs to digest humans, but they still ate. They have no intelligence, so they keep eating. This forced humanity to the brink of extinction, until humans created 3 large circular separate walls. One large one, one medium one, and one small one, all inside each other. Humanity then lived in the walls peacefully while some humans decided to fight back against the Titans, and after figuring out that the Titans can regenerate, they looked for a weakness, and they found it. The nape of the neck kills a Titan immediately and it will not regenerate from the cut. But even though some Titans are dumb, there are some that act in a different way that normal humans do. Jumping, walking on their hands, crazy shit that makes them harder to kill. Now, Titans are classified in 4 different categories. 15-meter Titans, 10-meter Titans, 8-meter Titans, and abnormal ones. One day, while everyone was doing what they usually do, a colossal Titan appeared outside the largest wall. It was larger than any Titan they've ever seen, and it started to destroy the wall, kicking it so that other Titans could get in, and they started eating people inside the wall. And then an armored Titan came in and helped destroy the wall even more so that even more Titans could come in. And during the panic, the Colossal Titan and Armored Titan disappeared all of a sudden, while the humans are trying to get ferried to the other side of the medium wall. During the ruckus, a young boy and his friend/adopted sister watch as their mother is eaten by a Titan while someone from the military saves the 2 kids and gets them out of the Titan's area and gets them to safety. And that's really all I wanted to spoil about the story about this anime. So let's get to the next section. Now, I know there are multiple main characters that influence this anime big time, but honestly, there are 3 that this anime starts off with as the main characters, so we're only gonna be naming them. Sorry, you Levy lovers. I just pronounced Levy. Fuck, don't kill me. First, of course, is the true main character, Eren Yeager. He is the young boy, and at the start of the anime, who wants to join the military and fight the Titans so we can finally see the outside world that was stolen from the human race. As he's daydreaming one day, the Colossal Titan disturbs his and everyone else's peace and destroys the wall that they're in. And as the people are being evacuated, Eren and the girl his family was raising witness the Titan come and eat their mother. At this moment, Eren decides to join the military and fight every single Titan he can, not for revenge for his mother, but for the peace and tranquility he wants from the outside world that he never got to witness because of the Titans. Eren is a man who takes care of a lot of his friends and cares a lot about them, and he will believe in them until the very end. Even if they aren't his friends, he will always stick up for the weak, going so far as to fight anyone who's picking on someone. Now, I'm about to spoil a lot of shit, so I suggest you skip really quickly because I don't think you really want to hear this if this is going to be your first time ever watching Attack on Titan, so let's just give you a minute. Are you ready? Okay. Now, Aaron, at one point, had met up with his father and was injected with a needle containing who knows what. Although Aaron can't completely remember this, when it happened or what happened at all. He only remembers it because at one point, he transformed into a Titan and fought other Titans to protect his friends. Now, we don't know much about why or when he met his father, because this only ever happened in a small flashback. So, there's a lot of mini time skips in the anime at the starting, so that's why we don't really understand why. As such, he's the only human Titan known by the human race and is being watched everywhere by the military so they can make sure he isn't some sort of crazy scheme by some other weird Titan team of some sort. Although, something big Aaron remembers that saves his life from being executed by the king is that the key he wears around his neck he got from his father that unlocks the basement to his old home, where his father had told him that the whole truth about the Titans lie there. And once he has the chance to go and lock that door and see the truth for his own eyes, which because if they try to recapture the largest wall, they don't know what'll happen. So they want to capture this new wall, and they want to find out what's in the basement. The second protagonist is Mikasa Ackerman. She ended up living with Aaron's family after her family was murdered when she was close to being sold to the black market. And at one point, before that, Aaron had came and saved her by killing the killers. Because of this incident, Mikasa has obviously fallen in love with Aaron. Everyone fucking knows that shit. And will take out anyone who fucks with that guy, going so far to beat up anyone who picks a fight with him. She's extremely intelligent and strong, going so far as to being the known child prodigy in the military training. She is very protective of Aaron and will always believe in him, going so far as to when everyone thinks he's dead, she believes not, because his spirit is too strong to defeat. And the last main character is Armin Arlet. Armin is somewhat of a wimpy person, but he still fight for what he believes in. He is good friends with Ed and Mikasa, who had saved him from bullies at one point. Armin is a genius, and he is known for great strategies, who can think logically at any time without slip. It is not that he thinks of perfect answers and solutions to problems and plans, but thinks of the best plan depending on the situation, and that's why they all trust him very well. He's only joined the military just for Aaron, so he could finally try and be the one to save him instead of always being saved by Aaron. He wants to prove himself to his friends that he isn't useless and can be strong when it comes down to it. And now, for the animations where everyone and their mothers are gonna hate me for what I'm gonna say. I did not hate the animations, but I didn't like them. But let me explain. The fighting scenes were amazing and everything looked perfect in its own way, but when things were still calm and everything, the animations looked ugly as fuck, okay? The shading was horrible when everyone was calm and talking and normally, but there was a reason for this that not many people see, and I did not really see until I started reading the manga. The main focus the manga creator that I thought he was thinking was he wanted to show that he could write a really good manga without having to work on the art and make it look super fabulous like a lot of manga do. Instead, he just focused mainly on the story to make it look amazing. So what I imagine is Funimation took this too and decided to make the animations not that good looking, but focus so much on the story that it makes everything look good. I know that, just thinking of my score, I know that this is a pretty cool thing that they thought of the manga creators' ideals, but honestly, they need to think about themselves and the ratings. I myself did not really like the animation when it came to anything still, but the fighting scenes were still really well done. The voice actors, they were great. They were all really good. The main characters had voices of gold, and all the other characters had great voices as well. I can't really say anything bad about them because they were all really good. And now the last section, the music. The music for this anime was amazing. The first theme became so popular that it became somewhat of a meme on YouTube, and everyone would be making remixes or covers or be making little parodies by putting the theme song Gurren no Yumiya to other animes and stuff, and it was all crazy good. And the music you're hearing right now for the background of this video is a dubstep version of Gurren no Yumiya by DJ Joe, a guy who lets me upload videos with his music because he's really cool, and yeah, I had to ask him because I'm a nice guy, which he still let me. The background music for this whole anime worked well with what went on, but I wasn't the biggest fan about the second theme, nor was I a fan of the ending themes. Now, before we get to the rating part of this reviews, let's hear a little bit of what Rashomon12345 has to say about Attack on Titan as our special guest.
Well, before I start this little segment on Scott's review, I should warn you that there's going to be spoilers in a lot, most likely way more than what Scott's giving you in his part review. So if you want to just skip to his, just go skip this part. You can just go right on, skip this part right now. So yeah. Well, after all that's settled, as I felt this whole series as a whole is, to me, a great change of pace of some of the other series I watched, like Naruto or Bleach or One Piece, because in this, so it's like not the main character doesn't always win all the time. I think half the time in the show they actually lose because of circumstances. Because you don't really consider, most times you can consider the things as a win, you can just consider it as a survival thing at the same time. Which is good in that aspect, because it can really throw people for a loop instead of just people like, oh, okay, they're fighting, now they're gonna win. So that's why it adds more of the fun of me watching the series, because personally I would get tired of that. Especially with every other anime has been doing that for years and years on end, and they keep doing it. Like, although there's like pros and cons to the series last season. The cons is, like, even though we're 26 episodes in, the series and like 50 chapters in the manga, we still don't actually legitimately know why the Titans are going and eating humans. Like, some say survival, but and then some say other motives, but really by this point of the story, no one really actually says. So that's my one big gripe with the story. Because you're in cause it's this far in, and usually when you're this far in, it's either short or long, you would probably know the villains motive, even though I'm not sure you can really call the Titans villains as in, but they are. But fuck, I died. Yeah, that's just a gripe. It's a huge gripe in the series, and also a gripe is, since it's a personal gripe, because I guess this gripe is supposed to go more with the story, but what the hell is in Aaron's basement? That's just one thing that I don't think is ever gonna tell you. It might as well be one of those things you decide for yourself. Could be a segment called "What the hell's in Aaron's basement?" But where the hell am I flying? What, motherfucker? Oh fuck! But the pros and cons is the story is more complex, as some people said. Like Scott himself. I think Scott thinks the story is too complex, but I don't think so. I don't think the story is too complex unless you skip certain episodes. You skip an episode, then the whole story may go lost, because a lot happens in this 26 episode anime, because there's no fillers to whatever. Which in my opinion, it's a really great thing, because I usually think fillers destroy the story. Some people may think otherwise, but fillers usually fuck up the story even worse, or add something really irrelevant in the story. So mainly, more or less, I hate fillers. Back to other means, how do I feel in Eren and Mikasa, and the whole Eren and Mikasa thing? I don't mind it, to be honest, because Mikasa's really going after Eren, because I guess Mikasa's really Eren heavy, because he's her only living, somewhat living relative left, even though Mikasa is adopted. Thing, so it's very understandable to the extremes that she goes through, but what? I don't know. I said it it's a very understandable thing. If you have one person that's alive in your family, you probably they do anything. So I guess you can call that the Mikasa situation in Attack on Titan. Oh God, he's thinking. I don't know, but yeah, to be honest, I don't even have much say on the Mikasa situation. And I also think it's a form of friendship, but more siblingship. But yeah, and I also like it. But I also like in the whole Attack on Titan story, how like almost most, if not like most of characters that you see, if not every character you see, they try. They do a good job of making you give a shit about the character, especially the first time around. Because if you watch the second time around, you already know what happens, so it's not as surprising. But first time around, you kind of feel sad when some people get destroyed, like the whole Levi squad. I'm not gonna say the person who, but when the whole Levi squad gets demolished, like it was nothing by a Titan. It really gets the feels in the series, which was I think if that was the case, was meant to be, it did a really good job. What a fucking Titan. Yeah, the animation, but as the animation itself, I think it's good. I think it's good, though. I think it's like good to alright, like most of the time. But when it gets to a fighting sequence, it's really, really, really great. But that's my take on it. Yeah, again, some people like again Scott made and don't think really likes the animation, but so I guess the animation's a give and take. Even though I say the animation is really fucking great, or than some shit we get. So yeah, as a series as a whole, I say this series is a very good treat. It's a very great one, and that you should probably go check it out. Because like it kind of appeals to everybody. If you want a post-apocalyptic world, you should probably watch the series. If you want a series of kick-ass story, you should probably watch the series. If you want a series that has kick-ass fighting scenes, well, you should probably watch the series. And it's great, not too long, and it really gets to the point quick. And the pacing is, I may say, it's really good because, I think I think the first episode would, pretty sure if you're not hooked by the first episode, then you may not like the series. So if you, because the first episode kind of gives a great taste of what the rest of the series is like. But that's my take. No, wait, I can't believe I almost forgot to say this, but knowing the way this series ended, if you if you want to find an episode, you should and you haven't noticed this, watch until after the credit scenes on the series, and then you see a big big hit, like big secret to the mystery to the Attack on Titan anime, which it's a great way to lead somebody to read the manga or just read season 2 in general. Although remember that season 2 will be coming up, which I'll think will be coming up within the next like few months, like maybe a year or two, because Attack on Titan manga comes out monthly, which is a while. And the fact that it's not even too far away from the anime, so yeah, so it's probably gonna be a long time before season 2 even comes out. That's if you count a year or two of being a long time. Does some people don't? I personally do. And that's really all I have to say for this review. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the review and enjoy my segment and do it. And now we go back to Scott.
Thank you, Rashomon. On to the next section. Now, as a rating part of these reviews, I will split it up into 5 different categories: voice acting, animation, story, characters, and overall enjoyability. Voice acting, 20 out of 20. Not much to say about the voice actors because they were all very good, and the whole time they were all very focused, and they all sounded really good, and everyone can pretty much say that the voice actors were pretty fucking good throughout the whole anime. Animations, 15 out of 20. I know, the whole animation thing was on purpose, but still, I'm entitled to my opinion. The animations were amazing during the fights, but the distorted look of anything shaded during non-fight scenes did not look the best. Story, 17 out of 20. Was the story throughout this anime fluent and worked well with everything that happened? Yes, And no, this anime was very good at keeping fillers non-existent, but because of that, the story became somewhat confusing with everything that was thrown at you. There were things that weren't explained either properly or at all. Nonetheless, the story was still outstanding, but was somewhat confusing overall. Characters, 18 out of 20. The characters were all amazing and had pretty good backgrounds, stories, and were pretty cool and had something that proved they were them. My only problem was that you only ended up caring for like 5 of the characters out of the 10 main ones, and even though they're all hard and worked on for their backgrounds and their stories, you just don't give a shit. There's only 2 people that most people give 2 shits, and it was Aaron and Levy, and that's the truth. I just pronounced Levy. Enjoyability, 15 out of 20. Do not get me wrong, I enjoyed every single episode of this anime and it was fantastic. I ended up buying the whole anime on iTunes, but I can say with my mind set on this anime was not enjoyable to re-watch. Watching it for the first time makes all the feels burn into you and you always question for more, but you don't feel the feels when you watch it again. Well, not all the feels, anyways, because anything you were confused about was explained partially already in the next episode. I enjoyed it for the first time, not so much the second time. Overall score, 85 out of 100, 85% an A grade for the anime. I hope you enjoyed the video. In the description there should be a link to watch it free online. This week I honestly couldn't get to a download because I bought this anime and didn't torrent it, and I wanted to feel somewhat legit because this anime was really good, and you should go watch it either online to give people the revenue for checking out the website, or go buy it on iTunes. There should be a link in the description to buy it on iTunes. Also, for more music like what you hear right now, go check out DJ Joe. He makes great electro, dubstep, / drumstep remixes of anime themes and such. A big thanks to him for always letting me use his songs in my videos. Thank you guys for watching today's anime review. Scott Pilgrim FMAB, out.
Yeah.